All right, today we're going to be taking a look at a video of Tucker Carlson and Ann Coulter admitting that the chemical weapons attack in Douma was indeed a false flag. All right, so Alexander, I caught this video on Tucker Carlson tonight where he had Ann Coulter on, and they were initially talking about the wall and the reasons why Trump is delayed in building the wall. And they veered a little off topic and they started talking about Syria. Now, Ann Coulter mentioned that he should just take the money out of the defense budget, use that money to build the wall. And then they started to talk about all the mistakes that the U.S. military has made, specifically spending money in Syria. And they admitted a few things. What are those things that they admitted? And what do you think that means for what appears to be an imminent U.S. attack on Syria?
First of all, we've got the truth from Fox News, because this has been barely reported, but Ann Coulter is absolutely right, as is Tucker Carlson. The OPCW inspectors, she mistakenly referred to them as the UN inspectors, but they are in fact the OPCW inspectors, have established that the chemical attack on Douma, which led to the last missile strike on Syria, never happened. They went there, they did the investigations, they cut up the bodies, as Ann Coulter said, and they found no trace.
All right, guys, so take a look at the video, take a look at the stunning admission by Ann Coulter and Tucker Carlson, and let us know what you think. Click on that subscribe button down below and click on that notifications bell to get notifications every time we push out a new video. And visit the Duran shop, pick up a t-shirt, help support the Duran.
Ann Coulter has noticed that. She's the author of many books, including a new one, Resistance is Futile, How the Trump-Hating Left Lost Its Collective Mind. She joins us tonight. So, Ann, if you were writing the president's speech tonight, what would you have him say?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I'd say someone just reminded me that I'm president and I don't need Congress to build the wall, so I think I'm just going to start.
And then the crowd would cheer, and on MSNBC they would say, but that's not true. You need Congress to build a wall. To which you would say what?
Pull out your pocket constitution and see who the commander-in-chief is, who has all the executive branch power in his hands. They are all in one man. He has the Department of Defense. He has Homeland Security. I mean, if we were suddenly attacked by China, he wouldn't sit around or North Korea. He wouldn't sit around saying, well, I'd like to respond, but Congress just won't write that bill. He'd say, no, I'm the commander-in-chief. I have the power to defend against an invasion, and we're being invaded.
And so he doesn't need the Congress to appropriate the funds for the wall. He can just do it.
Correct. I mean, he has basically, what, other than Social Security and Medicare, 90% of all federal money is in Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And this is both Homeland Security and Defense. I mean, I'm sure, did he have to get a special bill when we bombed Syria? By mistake, it turned out. No, obviously there are discretionary funds there, and they don't need to be spent just to send off bombs to make Boeing even richer than they already are for no purpose at all.
Huh. So why isn't that happening?
I suspect everyone around him is telling him, no, you can't do that, which is why I'm glad I have the opportunity on your TV show to say, yes, you can, Mr. President. Remember November 8th, 2016? Remember that great night? You're president. Of course you can build a wall. I mean, that is most of what the military did for the first 100 years. We weren't going around remaking the rest of the world. It was the military building forts on our border. Defending American borders is the #1 job of the commander-in-chief. And again, the Constitution makes him commander-in-chief.
Wait. That's not true. I mean, the #1 job of the military is to increase the GDP of third world countries and bring democracy to cultures that hate it, isn't it?
Yes, and to create a training ground for ISIS. And you let me just slip through that little bombing Syria thing. It's probably been mentioned on your show. It's been mentioned in very few other places. On my Twitter feed, it has been mentioned. About 6 months after we bombed Syria, because they were allegedly using nerve gas, the UN was over there doing tests. They're taking all the corpses, they're chopping them up, they're looking for, what killed these people. Turns out no nerve gas was used.
Yeah, well, some of us pointed that out like the day after it happened. It was transparently false, right? It was fake, it was a lie, and that was obvious to us. So I guess what you're really saying is the staff of the executive branch is not simply writing op-eds bragging about their subversion. They're working full-time to do the opposite of what the president promised to do when he was elected.
Yes, and Mitch McConnell. I mean, this is kind of shocking that McConnell comes out and says, yeah, we're going to send you an omnibus bill. We'll get to the wall after the election, because it will be so much easier after a blue wave.
Do you think, this is my last question, but it's a sincere one, as a political matter, do you think the Republicans in Congress would do better if the president unilaterally built a wall?
Yes. Yes, I think a lot of his base is quite demoralized. I mean, I express it on Twitter. I was at the this big fair thing, that's the immigration outfit in Washington yesterday, and met a lot of sheriffs, a lot of angel moms, and also, I go about my life and I meet people. And I can tell you a lot of people who don't want to put it in their Twitter feeds themselves because they feel like, Trump is our only hope, and so they don't want to criticize him at all.
Right.
Boy, do they like me doing the border wall updates. They want somebody reminding him of this, and they are really disappointed.
You've been relentless on that, and we appreciate it. Ann Coulter, thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with the book, which is great.